Yo guys, what's going on? Got a yellow hybrid deck profile as well as some gameplay for you guys for the BT7 format. I've been messing around a lot with the hybrid stuff because I think they're super cool on Frontiers, one of my favorite seasons, and I'm super excited to say like this deck is actually like pretty good. If you know me at all, you know I absolutely love Shine Greymon, so any deck that I can play this guy in that is competitive, I will definitely be experimenting with. So this deck focuses around the hybrid support for BT7. So you got the main yellow hybrid. I guess they're like the only yellow hybrid Digimon so far, but they're really, really good. So you got Kazemon here, which is just like the same as Agunimon and Lobomon from set 4. Just straight up Digivolve on top of a yellow tamer as if that was a level 3 for a 2 cost. Nothing crazy going on there, but you do need to play, like, basically you need to max out on all these to optimize the deck. And then you've also got Zephyrmon here, who lets you, again, Digivolve on top of a tamer for a 2 cost. However, you can also choose to evolve for a 1 or a 3, depending on if you're evolving from yellow level 3 or level 4. So lots of options here. Our on Digivolve effect is pretty okay. This deck also revolves around, like, security boosting, like boosting your Digimon's DP in security. So Zephyrmon boosts for 3,000 until the end of the next turn, and then you've of course got like starter deck TK who like does the same thing, and then Zoe over here who has the inherited effect where all of your security Digimon get plus 3,000. So that's actually kind of cool. Like, you can stack it. If you've got Zoe with like a Digimon on top and then like TK as well, that's already a plus 5,000 bonus, making all your guys like really, really big. So unless your opponent's Digimon got jamming, you can low-key like kill some of their 6s and 7s sometimes. So, but anyways, I think the card that really breaks this deck is Jet Sylphimon. So she has this stipulation where, well, first of all, like if you're Digivolving her on top of a Digimon that has a tamer underneath it, you can evolve her for a 1 cost. A 1 cost level 5 is actually like insane, okay, because I mean for many reasons, right? Because one, you know, their usual cost is 3, so you're cheating 2 memory there, but then also if you're starting with 2 memory because of your TK here, then like imagine you do something like evolve one of your tamers into a Kazemon for 2, evolve into a Jet Sylphimon for 1, you're still within your turn, and then you can go into like a Shine Greymon, and then pass turn, blow up your opponent's field, all from just having a single tamer on the field. So Jet Sylphimon is really good for that reason, but then also because if you happen to have a hybrid underneath, you get recovery plus 1, so it's a Digimon, it's a level 5 you can evolve for 1 that also has the Anjuamon effect of just recovering you. However, it's not restricted to any, like, you having a specific number of security. It's just whenever. So there's been many times testing out this deck where I can get over, like, 5, 6, 7 security pretty easily. So Jet Sylphimon is absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, Rise Greymon as well to just, of course, play tamers from your hand because you're playing a lot of yellow tamers in this deck. And then to kind of help, you know, search those out, you got Patamon. Patamon's really, really broken in this deck, actually. This might seem weird because you're playing like a very low level 3 count, especially like you're only playing 5 that you can actually evolve on top of an egg, but you honestly like don't care. You might think that like it would make the deck breaky, but there's so many ways to search. I actually like decked out sometimes because of how many cards you can get in your hand. And then of course Bokomon I think is one of the best cards for hybrid support. This will go in like literally every hybrid deck because you get to search any 10 warriors or any hybrid, any tamer, and not only that, but every time you evolve one of your tamers, you gain 2 memories. So if you've got 2 of these guys on field, you gain 4 every time you evolve into like one of your Kazemon and Zephyrmon, which is just absolutely fantastic. So much memory management. And then of course just you're playing a ton of cards that are good in security. So I already mentioned TK, and then you're playing TK and Kari, of course, the yellow double tamer, and then you got Zoe here, who's one of the newer ones, who lets you, like I mentioned, the inherited effect earlier, but then also you got an on play effect, who she's basically a TK for hybrids. Like you get to like look through your security and like search through your security stack for a hybrid or 10 warriors. That actually doesn't even have to be yellow, so this might be kind of cool in like some other decks, but regardless, it's the best in this deck. And then of course yellow memory boost, Wyvern's Breath, and lots of other shenanigans going on in this deck. So yeah guys, that's going to be the list. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. So there's only going to be one game, as you guys will see. It's going to be really grindy, so I'll spare you the gory details of how this exactly played out. But basically, I'm going to go ahead and start, and not an ideal opening. You see there, I just play the starter deck TK for 2, and I've got a lot of hybrids in my hand. Now my opponent flips over the Cupimon, so that might tell you he's playing a yellow deck, but then he passes, so no level 3s to Digivolve, and no other plays, no other tamers or anything to hard play, but just basically pass the turn. Then I'm going to go ahead and play the TK and Kari to end my turn, put him at 1, and then I saw this Tai Kamiya, the starter deck Tai, and I was like, okay, I think I know what I'm playing against. So you're going to see these next couple turns are just like straight back and forth of just playing tamers. I'm going to play the Zoe there. Zoe lets me look at my security, grab a hybrid or 10 warriors, and then if I took a card, I get recovery +1. So my opponent is playing a mixed red and yellow deck. Some of you might know it as McDonald's, but basically this is a security control, yet red-yellow security control, which I feel like after BT 6 and 7 has lost a little bit of popularity, just because the Three Musketeer and like purple-black kind of version, or just like other colors are just so much like more prominent. But anyway, so this deck is still really good. He's going to pass turn with the Magna Angemon, putting himself at 6 security. And then I'm going to Digivolve into the Jet Sylphimon for 1, since I do have a Tamer underneath my materials. I can evolve her for 1, and since I have a hybrid as well, I get the recovery +1, going to 6 security there. So that's kind of the setup you want with Jet Sylphie, is just to evolve on top of Zoe ideally, or any yellow Tamer, evolve into a hybrid, and then evolve into her, get recovery +1, and then play, and then, you know, you only pay 1 memory for that. So then I'm just going to play the TK and then pass turn. I didn't really want to commit more to the field. I think I was afraid of like a Giga Storm, or maybe like an Atomic Inferno or something. The card with War Groutmon from the Galmon starter. You guys know which option card I'm talking about. But anyways, we're going to see another Magna Angemon played, putting himself at 7 security, and then I'm going to gain 2 memory because now my opponent does have more security than me. So then after that, I'm just going to evolve into Zephyrmon for 2, another Jet Sylphimon for 1, since I've got the Tamer there, and then putting myself at 7 security. I've also got the Shine Greymon, so then after that I'm going to go to Shine Greymon for 4, passing turn, suspend both of my Tamers, and then that is a -8,000 on one of the Magna Angemons, deleting him and sending him to the trash. So now I've got a Shine Greymon, as well as a TK Kari, as well as some security buffs from my Zoe, as well as starter deck TK. So it seems like I've got a pretty good handle of this game. My opponent is just going to pass turn, unfortunately, with 3 memory. I'm going to start with 3 memory, and I'm going to be able to do a lot with that, starting off with the Zoe, playing her for 3. Look at my security. That is absolutely stacked. There's like 2 TKs as well as a yellow memory boost in there. That's absolutely insane. So I'm just going to grab the Kazemon, and then get recovery +1, add her to my hand, and then hopefully, probably just evolve. Like, hopefully I'll draw into something like a Bokomon or something I can do that's not like committing another Digimon to the field, but you know, maybe something like a Tamer or a Patamon to search the Tamers, but that would be nice. So I'm just going to swing with the Shine Greymon there, and then we're going to hit a TK. He's going to grab the Seraphimon and then grab another extra recovery, you know, get a recovery +1 from the TK, putting himself at 6. And this is what I was talking about, how you know, especially playing against security control, the number of security cards can get a little bit ridiculous, and then I've you know, still got lots of hybrids in my hands. So that's the other cool thing, is against a deck like security control, I don't have to commit that much to the field. I can just play the Tamers. Like, if he doesn't have Zord defeat or anything, I can just play the Tamers, get the bonuses off the TK and the Zoe and stuff, and then you see I've got 5 hybrids in my hand as well as 4 Tamers. So that is just an extra like 4 damage I can just dish out at any point. It's actually really scary. So I'm just going to play TK for 4, grab the Rise Greymon to my hand, which will be really cool because, again, I'm playing like something like 10 or 12 Tamers in this deck, so then I can go like a Kazemon on top of one of my TKs or the Zoe or something, and then go Rise Greymon, put down another Tamer for free, and putting down a Zoe, even though you don't get her effect, you know, it's nice that she's got inherited. Zoe and TK and Kari are really, really good, especially TK Kari, because that is a 4 cost yellow Tamer that you're just getting out for free. So my opponent is going to swing. He's got security attack +1 on the Seraphimon. He's going to hit the first TK, and then I'm going to grab another Rise Greymon, leaving the other cards in security, and then the second TK is going to grab me. Unfortunately, I really don't want to take any of those cards. Like, I was debating taking the Bokomon there, even though I wouldn't get the recovery, but just because I needed it, and then all the other cards were just so amazing in security. Now I've got 6 Tamers in play, and this is what I was talking about. Like, even though I'm not, like, I haven't evolved on top of my Upamon at all, but I still have so many cards in hand just because I'm able to accumulate that through various other effects. Then we're going to see a Valdararm hit the field and then delete my Shine Greymon. I'm going to start with +2 memory because of TK Kari, since my opponent is at 7. I've got the Wyvern's Breath for the Valdararm. I've also got a Shine Greymon that can nuke him by 24,000 or something like that. So that will also be, you know, basically enough to clear his field. So I think here, I was just thinking on what exactly I want to do. Unfortunately, my hand is still a little bit awkward, but you'll see later that all those hybrids will actually come in clutch, and it's really good that I held onto them. So I'm going to evolve into one of the Kazemons on top of the TKs, because I don't need multiple TKs on my field. I'm going to go into Rise Greymon for 3, use Rise Greymon's effect, and then replace the Tamer I just evolved with, putting down a TK Kari. So then the following turn, hopefully I'll be able to start with even more memory. Drew into the Patamon, gonna Digivolve Patamon, and then finally end things off with Rise Greymon now, or sorry, with Shine Greymon. Now, I'm gonna suspend all the Tamers here, and then Shine Greymon put me to 2. It's going to kill the Valdararm, and then he'll gain 3 from Valdararm's effect, so he'll actually start with 5 and not like 6 going to TK, and then because the Valdararm happens first, if that makes sense. So anyways, we're going to start my opponent at 5, but, you know, I've got so much advantage here, it doesn't even matter, because next turn I'm gonna start with +4, and then I've got lots of Digimon in my hands. I can just evolve on top of all my Tamers, and my opponent here with 5 memory, I'm not sure what he could do. He could probably, so we're going to see a Gaia Force come down for a cost of 8, deleting my Shine Greymon, which is a good play, especially because I did have the security attack +1 from the Rise Greymon on the Shine Greymon, which is really nice. And then anyways, I'm going to start my turn with 7 memory from the TK and Kari, and then draw for a turn, and now I'm going to bring out the Patamon. Might as well. I'm usually never evolving over my rookies, which is another reason why in this deck I don't think you actually need to play that many. So I'm just going to swing with Patamon, run to the Magna Angemon there, putting my opponent down at 6 security, and you could argue maybe like starting to attack his security wasn't the best move, because I do want to kind of get as much memory from TK Kari as much as possible for as long as possible. But I'm just going to evolve on my Zoe here into Kazemon, swing with Kazemon, and then hit a Salamon in security. So I was actually really lucky that survived. But now I don't think I like really needed to. I'm just going to swing with the Jet Sylphimon and then hit the Cordramon. That is the Cordramon from the All-4 starter deck, and then he's going to play it from security since it's got that security effect, and then draw 2 when it's played. So that is a little bit scary, especially because I gave my opponent 2 free cards. But we're just going to have to play through that. So then I think the move here is just to commit more Digimon to the field. Now, since I know this is the red and yellow version, I doubt he's playing something like Ultimate Flare. So I don't think it really hurts me to commit Patamon to the field. And you see there, I just revealed 4 yellow Tamers off of Patamon. That is skill, guys. That is pure skill. So I'm going to go +4, add all of those yellow Tamers from those cards, you know, from the reveal stack to my hand, and then play a Zoe past turn, putting my opponent to 3. And then I'm not going to grab anything. But I'm just going to play her, and then if my opponent decides to attack security, I've got 2 yellow memory boosts, and then I've got a Wyvern's Breath. So I am feeling really, really confident about my board state, and like just look at the amount of advantage. I missed this. I missed building the Shine Greymon castle, and now that you've got yellow hybrids are like low-key insane because you've got stuff like Rise Greymon to tutor them out for free. So anyways, we're just going to see a Gigastorm here. That's a little bit unfortunate, being able to kill both of my Digimon, both my higher level Digimon for just that 7 cost or whatever it is. Finally drew into the Bokomon. That was just like way too late, but it's fine. I'm going to play him anyways. He's one of the best cards in the deck, so I'm going to reveal the top 4, add a hybrid as well as a yellow tamer. So I'm just going to add the Jet Sylphimon from those cards to my hand. which is really nice because now I can get even more recovery. Not that I need it, because I think I'm actually kind of close to decking out here. But I've got the Zephyrmons, I've got the Kazemon, got the Jet Sylphimon. I think the plan here is maybe just to go another Patamon. Not that I need the search. I kind of wish I wouldn't get the search because I've only got 10 cards left in deck. But then I'm just going to grab the Zoe and then put the rest at the bottom of the deck. I've got 3 Digimon on field. I've also got 3 more attacks because I've got the 2 Zephyrmons and the Kazemon as well, so I think I'm going to be able to do some damage. And then I've also got Pokemon who lets me basically, whenever you evolve, you get to gain 2 memory, so that makes it so that if I evolve into Kazemon or Zephyrmon from like one of my tamers, I just get that evolution for free. So that is just super fantastic. My opponent here is going to go into the Flying Potato Patamon over there. I like my Patamon better, alright buddy? And then he's just going to draw a card off of that, and probably, like I said, there's not going to be an Ultimate Flare or anything coming down, but we're just going to see a Lucemon played. Does he have 10 cards in trash to make that a 5 cost? He does not. We're going to see it played for 13 and then recovery plus 1. So my opponent is back at 5 security. Not going to be able to gain any memory off the TK Kari because I am maxed out at 10, but that's okay. 10 is plenty to work with. So I'm going to start by evolving Zoe into Kazemon here for 2, and then Pokemon lets me gain 2 memory from that exchange, so then I'm just going to basically do it for free. And then I've got 7 cards left in deck, but I'm like, you know what, let's just go Jet Sylphimon. So I'm gonna go Jet Sylphimon for 1, recovery 1. Got a very, very thin deck. And then at this point, I think it's just time to start swinging and close out the game before my opponent can deck me out, because that is what Security Control is notorious for, is just decking people out. So I'm going to swing with the Patamon, going to hit a TK in Security, and then my opponent is going to look at their Security. It'd be really nice if, like, he didn't have any yellow cards in Security, and then I was just able to knock out 2 Securities with 1 Patamon. So where he's going to grab a TK from that, get recovery plus 1, and then I was wondering what the other yellow card would be if he grabbed a TK, or maybe that was the only one, but then we're going to swing with Jet Sylphimon, hit a Geogreymon, and then Geogreymon is going to delete the Pokemon because he gets to delete something since he is a security Digimon, has an on-play effect. Then going to hit a Wyvern's Breath with the Patamon, and then that is going to delete my Jet Sylphimon. But the nice thing about having hybrids is that I can just have my tamers that are completely safe in the back row, and then I can just evolve them whenever I want. So then I'm going to go Zephyrmon for 2, and then probably just start attacking without. I'm getting very, very low in terms of like how many cards are left in my deck, so I'm just going to attack with Zephyrmon, hit a Gaia Force, so then that Digimon is going to be gone as well, but I've got plenty of memory to work with. I've got 4 cards left in deck, and you'll see why this is super hilarious in just a second. So I'm going to evolve into Zephyrmon, and then I'm going to swing with Zephyrmon, hit a Gigastorm, and then now I've gone through all of my hybrid Digimon. Alright, so if you look at my hand, I've got Jet Sylphimons, but I've got nothing else left that I can evolve onto. I've got no Zephyrmons or Kazemons. So then I was thinking here, well, I was like, okay, well, I've seen my security. I know they're not in there. So let's check the trash. How many exactly have I gone through? And I'm checking my trash. I've gone through 4 Kazemons and 3 Zephyrmons. So there is 1 Zephyrmon left in my deck that will help me close out this game. I've got 5 memories, so I'm like, you know what? Let's just play a Pokemon, look at the other cards in my deck, and then grab the Zephyrmon and hopefully get him for game. If my calculations are correct here, that is what I should be able to do. So I'm going to play Pokemon, reveal the rest of my cards, which is only 3 cards. There is the last Zephyrmon. I'm going to add it, put the other 2 at the bottom of my deck, which is my deck, and then I'm just going to go Zephyrmon into TK and close out the game. So guys, that's going to be game. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Let me know down in the comments below. That was a hype ending, I think. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.